bayethe lubeko, bayethe sithoba senkomo, bayethe foroleja, bayethe muhuhu, bayethe mpempe, bayethe sigoloza, esibehlabo sabheka umuntu esakhe samjamela, bayethe makhulukhulu, bayethe wena wasembo, bayethe mhlobo kanonkala, uhlaba ukhangela Bhugane, uhlaba ukhangela makhulukhulu, bayethe mthimkhulu, bayethe rhatebe, bayethe bhuqwa, bayethe hlomo, bayethe 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 Bhugane, bayethe makhulukhulu, bayethe sothondose, bayethe sithoba senkomo, bayethe.
Thank you very much. Today we are talking about Africa. Africa, it is indeed our motherland. But before I talk about that, I would like to pay homage to the victims of the mountain Nyiragongo. We are with their families in this dying time or period. We talk about building the Africa we want. I think it's very important for us to at least understand who we are first, because it is about identity. If you understand the history of the Europeans, when they came to this continent, they identified themselves as Europeans. So what is important, it is us identifying ourselves as the people of this continent. History informs us that we were the first people that were created by God. He placed us here on earth, and then he called us the Angoni people. What is Angoni people? Angoni simply means people who do not dwell into sin. If indeed we are people who are not supposed to be dwelling into sin, indeed we should thank the Creator, we should thank God for also giving us what we call melanin. Because not every human being does have melanin. And melanin, it becomes exceptional because it makes you to connect with the cosmos. It makes you to connect with God. It makes you to connect with waters. It makes miracle in your body. The mistake that we did as the people of color, we followed the evil people by totally detaching ourselves from the place of origin and from the connection of God. That's why we bear the sins today. But I always believe that it is never too late. That's how we lost our birthright. Today we are beggars because we have lost our identity as the people of color. Today we participated by selling our brothers and sisters into slavery. To us, it became a curse. Thus, it is important, all of us, to go back to the origin. If we are to talk about this continent, the greatest continent in the world, that is so rich with all the minerals, so rich with the vegetation, so rich with the culture, traditions, and customs.
You need money.
I hope, can you hear me? I hear voices in my background. Can I continue?
We can hear.
By it. Thank you very much. This is the continent that gave birth to civilization in Europe. This is the continent that taught Europe to be civilized. This is the continent that taught the world about arts and culture. That's why our brothers in the diaspora are excelling in every sphere of culture, music, whatever that you can call it. We taught Europe medicine. We taught them how to live in the civilized manner. Another thing that I want us to talk about is when the European came here, they say 400 years. I am saying 700 years, because if you would calculate 300 years with the Portuguese, 400 years with other colonizers, what did they do that was so exceptional? When Bismarck saw that the Europeans, when they were coming into our continent, they were fighting for all the resources. He saw that it is going to be a European war that was going to take place in an African soil. He called them through his sidekick, that is King Leopold. He organized a meeting in Germany as the chancellor. As he was organizing this meeting, what was the theme or the terms and reference of that meeting? Was about unity. That we are not going to be embarrassing ourselves in front of those creatures. We are not going to embarrass ourselves in front of those monkeys when we fight for the scramble of the minerals in the continent. Thus, they sat down and agreed for a way forward. I think as the people of this continent, we also need to reflect to that and learn from that. Today, we are fighting against each other based on colonial divisions. Today, we refer to each other as the people of the Anglophones, Francophones, Lusophones, and that thing does not exist. We are the people of this continent. We are one. Today we are fighting because we believe that the other people are not rightfully supposed to be where we are. And we isolate ourselves. I once lived in Paris in the early 80s. When you reach a traffic signal, whilst you're waiting for a car to pass, when you find your brother or your sister at the traffic signal, she or he would move away from you because he or she does not want to be identified with you. To me, it becomes a problem. It means what we need to do, it is to go back and reflect who we are. Whilst we are doing that, we are creating a sin to the Creator. So we need to go back and identify ourselves as the people who are chosen, spiritual people. Because when you dwell into spirituality, you dwell into divinity. I'll talk about this because it is very important to me. Today we are divided because we do not have this sense of identity. If all of us could understand that we are the chosen people, the chosen nation, we are the eyes and the ears and the mouth of the Creator on earth. Thus we are referred as the Angoni people, because He entrusted us with these minerals that He he has put into this continent. This is a continent that has so much minerals than other continents in the world. You find everything that you can find than in other continents. So what we need to do is to align ourselves spiritually, so that we build a culture and a tradition that is divine. If we're able to do that, let me tell you the trait that we are talking about as brothers and sisters, because we have an identity. Today we call ourselves as the people from the continent and refer to our brothers and sisters as the people of the diaspora. But if we can decamp from these colonization terms, we would be able to see each other as brothers and sisters. Let me tell you an example. When Europeans, regardless of where they come from, when they land at the shores of OR Tambo, they are regarded as Europeans. They don't care where they come from. And when we see them, we call them white people. Why can't we call ourselves as the people of color, black people, or Africans from this continent, wherever we meet each other? Today, we regard ourselves as the most educated people. Yes, Timbuktu was there. Yes, we created civilization. Yes, Kemet was there. Yes, there was a civilization before other continents were civilized. But why can't we go back and re-own and reclaim our birthright? Today, with all these trees that we can create medicines, that we can create in the world. Today, we find people from other countries, especially in Europe, they come and patent our type of medicine. And they come and tell you, this is the medicine that comes from Europe. Today, gold, minerals are being put into the stock exchange where they don't even have it. They determine the price of gold. The very same people. The same gold that you own. Because why? You have sold your birthright. You have sold your human being into the people who had nothing. I am humbling myself to the people of the world, especially our brothers and sisters, that you find the whole world. Say, let us come together, let us swallow our pride and see each other as brothers and sisters. Because if it was not because of Bismarck, we wouldn't have borders in the continent. If it was because of slavery, we wouldn't have separated today as brothers and sisters. I am talking about the children of this continent who are of royal blood. Today they are nobodies. You find them in the Americas, you find them in Europe, you find them all over the world. But these are children who are born out of royal. But today they don't have an identity. I am calling upon you to say, can we come back and reclaim our thrones? Let us reclaim our destiny. Today we've got a problem that is killing the whole world of what we refer as COVID-19. But let me tell you, why don't we have our medical research institutes in the continent where we can design our own vaccines? Today, our people of color, like me and you, are the ones that invented a lot of invention in the world. Why can't we reclaim it and say it is an invention of our people in the continent? We are talking about trade. Yes, we must do it. But I think it starts somewhere. It begins with the identity of ourselves as one people that were born in the Congo, that was born in an area where humanity first began. We are a shame to the world because we kill each other. We are ashamed today as the governments of this continent asking for a vaccine from European countries. We are a disgrace. Let me repeat that. We are a disgrace because we are inventors, but we don't recognize that. Today, we are told by people who don't even have a knowledge of those vaccines. They tell you this is the right vaccine. But I think we as the brothers and sisters of this continent, we can do better. We can do better and reclaim our birthright as the people of this continent. We are ashamed by taking our children from this continent to go to the hospitals in Europe. Europe was created and it was built by your powers, by your minerals. You can't go back to those people and ask for donations. You can't ask for money from the people who stole from you. You need to reclaim your destiny as the people of this continent. I am saying, as we are meeting, I want to further make these recommendations to ourselves that we need, as the people of color, to create an international movement that is going to work very close with our people in the world. We need to organize ourselves under an organization that aligns itself with divinity, that aligns itself with God, because all of us have lost that. Today, greed comes from people who do not align themselves with the Creator. So I am humbling myself to you to say, can we form an international organization that would be responsible on our being as the people of this continent? Let's create a social movement that is going to create trade, that is going to create trade under one umbrella. Let us create an organization that is going to entice our people to come back and invest in the continent. Do you know that we, as the people of color, we are the most powerful buying power in the world? If all of us can decide not to go and buy from the European shops, Europe will collapse. If we can rebuild our economy in the continent, let me tell you, and if you can unite, let me tell you, we are going to have the best continent that even our forefathers, they will be turning in their graves, dancing in their graves to say, this is what we wanted to achieve. It is upon you, our people in the world. Let us come together and live above our tribal differences. Let us live above our status, and let it be done under the name of unity and under the name of prosperity for our continent, for our generations to come, so that they find a better continent, a better world. We've got so much sun in this continent, but we are not utilizing it into creating energy. Today, our energy is determined by the very same people. They tell us this is how we will do load shedding for you, not today, not when. But if all of us can create our own electricity and owned by us, we create our own currency that we are going to be trading. We create a parliament that it is not connected to any colonial attachment, but our own independent parliament that is going to service our own people, with no attachments or any material attachment, but it is for the love of our continent. Let me tell you, we'll build the best continent in the world. I look at Europe when I visit. Those buildings that you see, those monuments that you see, they were created by your money. We can do better. We can do more. In closing, I would want us to unite under the Spirit of God. We remove the spirit of Lucifer in our systems. Then let me tell you, all of us shall prosper. Because in the Bible it says you first tap into the kingdom of God and all shall follow. So I'm humbling myself to say, let us unite, because unity, it is strength. I still repeat, unity, unity, unity. Unity, it is strength. Without unity, we are nothing as the people of this continent. Let us re-meet with our brothers and sisters and let us be one. Let's create this movement under IDO. I want to thank the president, the global chief of Embo Kingdom. I want to thank the ambassadors that were speaking here today. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your contribution, because if we don't come together, let's forget it. I want to thank also the ambassador of South Africa, Maya, Khatebe, Bhugane, Makhulukhulu, Dlubezamile Mtondi Nonakasotondos. I want to thank you, my sister, for being brave enough to stand for our people in the continent. I want to thank the ambassadors from Lesotho to Ethiopia. Yes, Ethiopia, they stood together. That's why they were able to defeat colonialism. That's why they were never colonized. Ethiopia created institutions that are the best today. That's why when you visit Ethiopia today, in Addis, you would find amazing things. They still keep a Christian Bible that was there 2,000 years ago. I was shocked when I heard it, because they are united and they are people that respect and fear God. When they go to work in the morning, they go to the church and go and pray. When they come back from work, they go to the church before they go home and pray. If all of us in the continent can live, and including the diaspora, as we will put it, if we can do that, let me tell you, God will bless us. Will bless us and will never imagine how we're going to prosper. I want to thank everybody for this time and for allowing me to speak. We are one people. We are one people. Let us live above religious denominations. Today we fight each other because I say to people, I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim, I am what. No, we must live above religious denominations. We are one Africa, we are one people. Unity is strength. Unity is strength. I thank you very much for allowing me to speak. Unity is strength. And let us go to Panama. Let us go and cleanse that area, because it is not only about slavery. America went and bombarded people of color in that area. It is upon us that we must unite and go and do the right thing. In closing, one old man, when I approached him one day, many years ago, I said to him, I'm having a difficulty of doing my things. He said to me, you must go back to the origin. If you want to prosper, go back to the origin. If you do that, all shall be well with you. And I'm appealing to all of you. If we go back to the origin and go and introspect ourselves, let us, introspect yourself. Who are you? Why were you brought onto this world? And if you have done that, you would see that you are a chosen person. Even Israel, today, they are fighting those people that you see there. These are not the occupants of that country. It is you. the people of color. You are the people who were living in Israel. You are the original Hebrews. Because if they were, they would never be bombing people the way they are bombing, because they would have what we call guilt conscious. They would be the people of Angoni. But because they are not, they are using your scriptures to do wrong things. They are using your scriptures to kill other people. It is your right now. It is your time to reclaim your destiny. I thank you. Bayete.
Bayete. Bayete Bhugane.
Bayete.
Bayete. Bayete. Bayete. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.